Good morning guys, Mike from Greenhawk. Right, today we are back at the kitchen renovation project. So as you've seen on the other videos, the roof's all been done now. We've also got on with a lot of other structural stuff, which we've just been crazy busy. So we've had to sort of not do any filming of that because we just needed to get on and get stuff sorted because obviously the clients have got no kitchen. So let's just walk you through. So, what we've got in here is we have vaulted all the ceiling, so that's all vaulted now. We've had to move we've had the plumber in yesterday to sort that out because, like I say, normally on the company I do all the plumbing, but there's all the gas and stuff like that needs to sort in. I'm not gas safe registered, so obviously I wouldn't be doing that. So it was just easier in this instance to get Aaron in, get him to move all the pipes and just do them all in one go, so I haven't got to mess about with them actually on this one. So what Aaron's done, we've got a wall going up here which is going to be obviously supporting all this, and then we've run it all up and along and then down, but we've just come in this morning and there's a little tiny drip which is going to get sorted today. So it's one of those things, it happens. So yeah, plan for today is we're on to FIRSTFIX. So we're going to be FIRSTFIXing this room out, get that sorted. So I will run through with you in a second. But if you've subscribed, brilliant. If you haven't, links in the corner. I know I keep banging on about it, but it does help the channel to grow. And turn your notifications on. We'll try and get videos out a couple of times a week. So let's get stuck into it. Right, so on the layout, what we're going to have is there is going to be a tall designer radiator here. There's also going to be, so then from that mark there, because we've already pre-marked all these, there's actually going to be tower units, so you're going to have integrated microwave and oven. That's going to be in there, and then it's going to run along. You've got hob here. And then we're going to be running down this way, and then there's going to be a return breakfast bar here. And then over this side, we've got the sink going to move down into this side now, just here, because where it was down there previously, it's now going to be here. And then it's just basically wall units all the way along, and then there's like a little breakfast bar seating area here, TV up here, so another radiator. Sofa's going to be like there, and in this room here there's, because obviously we've made the opening now, so this is obviously all the way, you can give you a perspective of that. So I'm standing at the other end. It is one massive kitchen diner now. New radiators going on down there, but because of the floor height difference between this room and this room, we're having to bring all the floor up because they're having, it's like a Cardine style floor going down, which is going to run throughout the whole room. So yeah, so all the steels are in now, because this used to be a fireplace in a very traditional room. So all the steels are all in. Now the electrics in this house are very much of a DIY standard. There is junction box city in here. We've got cables that are wrapped all in amongst the pipes and stuff like that. I don't know whether you can see that now. You see that one there? So that is an old heating control. Classic plumbing job there, where it's actually been running at the same time as those heating pipes have gone in, all in amongst all those all those pipes, which are obviously hot. The flow and returns in there, and also the gas is on that one as well. So they've done a lovely job on that one, and we have spent probably 2 days ripping stuff out and trying to make the rest of the house safe. It is definitely junction box city. I think we're up to 16 just in this area. There's loads and loads of alterations. We found another 2 underneath here. And it's stuff like, you know, like, and it's, you know, obviously at the minute it's like this, but, you know, there's no grommets in anything, and there's, like I say, the house has been messed with massively. So what we've said we're going to do, there is a brick built shed out the back, so we've rerun the cable, because obviously now we've got on this bit here So you imagine before there was a wall here that ran through, so the cables ran straight. So what we've had to do is extend some of them so they're up like this and they're all in the banding strap and all the rest of it, and then we'll tidy all those up once we're ready for boarding. But we've had to extend some and then rewire the rest of it. We've now changed the utility room onto its own little radial in here, which is essentially all we've got is the boiler on it, which is above my head. There's a socket there and a socket there. That's essentially it. So we've run that in, and then we've ran the lights on. We've run the lights in here on its own separate circuit. So then that, by doing it that way, it now allows me to put my own lighting circuit in for this new section, should I say. My own ring final in here, and then cooker and sorry, my oven and hob supplies, you know, so it just makes life a lot easier, and then we can come back, second fix and all the rest of it after that. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is downlights all through here. Jack's already got on with getting some of these ones sorted now, so he's got the drops in and measured up. Jack's smashing on with those now. He's getting a lot better at the layout and the design of those. So yeah, so what I think I'm going to do is I'll get myself set up. And I'll just run through basically how I've gone about doing those things in the first initial setup, should I say. Right, so how we're got it sorted at the minute is we've got Jackie Boy down there behind the old spotlight. So what we do is get the green beam set up, and then we will go around putting all the back boxes on where we need them and marking up all the appliances. Now this kitchen always work off a kitchen plan, because there's no arguments then on if anything gets moved at a later date. Always do it to plan, as a bit of a tip really for you. So like I say, what we've done now, we've got all the back boxes on. Jack's starting to run my loop feed in because the light switch for this section is going to be down here. So obviously this is all going to be battened off down here. So what we've done, I've already marked out all the downlights now, so I know where they're all going. So they are going to be 750 off the walls both sides, and then that matches up with this room. There's just going to be 2 going in here. So I mark, so for argument's sake, that let's say that my downlight is closer to this joist than it is that one, I'll always mark on that joist there, like obviously that's why that white line is there. So that's where I clip literally right on that line there, and then I can loop them up and they're all ready to grab as soon as they're cut out. So on here we've got 1400 up, so we've got one tiltable downlight going in this bay here, and that is basically measured off something that's not really going to change too much. It's going to be, so it's 1400 from that point up at an angle up to here, and then that follows through into this flat section of the ceiling here. Now I've had to cut out that joist there, which was up here, so the boys are going to moan when they come in. So I cut that through because it literally falls right on that line. Now the reason why they've done that's sitting there, is because then that gives them 400 centres, which then equates really to all your plasterboards and things like that. But it's in my way, it's got to go. So I've cut that out, and what I'm going to do is fix the new one onto this side. So it's actually going to give me plenty of room by the side of that where the downlight's going to be. But if you, like I say, because we do everything here, then we can sort that out. If you were just following it and you just cut that out, I don't reckon the builder's going to be too happy about that. But what can you do? Got to get on. The other thing is, because they've got tower units going all the way down here, now I've moved the lights out, so rather than having it at the centre of this span here, I've moved them out to 800 off that wall, so it misses the main light that's going to be casted down is going to miss the tower unit. Yes, let's be honest, it's obviously going to light the top of the tower unit up, but we're going to try and minimise that as much as possible. There's also plinth lights going to be going in for both sides, so all the way down there, and that run all the way around to there, because then it's going to be breakfast bar under there. So yeah, so that's what we're up to at the minute. So like I say, Jack's running all these cables in now. He's already done this room. The other thing is that a little bit of a handy tip is that in a place like this, there is bound to be, obviously it's a building site at the minute, there's going to be bits of plasterboard kicking about. So what I'm talking about is broken pieces like this, okay? Now that is literally all I use to mark on the walls. So if you've got, like here for argument's sake, so I've marked out my units and I'll just draw on. So I've got basically a piece of chalk. So, and there's loads of it kicking about and it's just easy to mark because you use a felt tip, it lasts about 3 marks on the wall and that's it. So like I say, it's just like there, for example. So I've wrote on there dishwasher, and then there's a fridge freezer, which is actually just a fridge, but a freezer, sorry, that's going underneath there. So yeah, so that's what we're up to. So we'll set you up on time lapse. We'll get on with rattling through a lot of this. Look at that, Jack's using the old cable rod lot. How'd you rate them cable rods then, Jack?
They are awesome.
Awesome, aren't they?
Yeah, I have to stick my fingers in there. I can just...
They are a good bit of kit, aren't they? Like I say, they obviously are an essential piece of kit, really. Like I say, I've used them for years. Now I've paid for these. These are not like I'm being promoted to pay to obviously paid to promote these, should I say? But I've had rods of some sort. I bought the cheap ones, to be fair. I'm not going to lie to you. I bought cheap ones and I used them for years, and they were great. But I don't know whether it's they don't make them like they used to in old days. Now they are just naff. They just snap, splinter all in your hands, and I just thought, you know what, I had a massive splinter and it's about 1 inch long jammed in my hand. I thought, forget this, I've had enough of this. I bought them, and I think they were expensive, but they are worth their weight in gold. They have lasted me 10 times longer than the other ones. And people could argue and say, yeah, but they're 10 times the price. But you get different, what I like about them, there's different like flexes on them. With a cheap set, you just get one flex and that's it. And there's loads of different attachments, and like that's another new thing that we've started using. I say new, but it's past sort of 6 months. The cable tongue. Now those two together, they're a game changer. So like Jack's now, he's going to be, because it is awkward where he's doing that. Let me show you. It's where he's getting that through. You can't physically get above that steel between the two. You can't get your hand in. So what Jack's doing, he's going to push that cable tongue through, loop it back, use the hook on that to then catch the rest of that cable tongue, and then that fixes the issues that you had before. It used to be used cable trunking lid. You could do that, but it's nowhere near as good as that. So, and that's, what are they, a tenner, 15 quid, something like that? They're peanuts, really. They're a brilliant bit of kit. So enough waffling over. Let's get you on time lapse and let's get on with some work. Right, we're getting there now. What I've noticed is that, you see, these cables here come in between those, and obviously that is a flow and return there down to a radiator. So what we're going to do is these are like, so what we're going to do, because obviously when Aaron came, we didn't exactly know. I didn't want to be in his way, you know, and he didn't want to be in my way. So I chucked up the banding strap with the Copex around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to extend that across, undo these because they're in a way go down here, undo those, and then move them down this side and perhaps put them in a bit of trunking or something. Not quite sure whether just to do it in banding strap, to be honest, because quite a few, and then we can get rid of all this, and there's no way round, no way that they're going to get hot. And then we're going to bring all these down into this section here. So I've got, yeah, it's just a bit of a mess. We just need sorting now. But so we've basically got most of the downlight positions ran. So we've got our tails up like that, and then they'll be folded as I've shown in a previous video. So they'll be folded flat, ready for obviously all the boarding, so they're out the way, and then we're going to do a map on those. So yeah, so what I didn't realise, like a stupid boy, is I didn't realise that I ordered a massive amount of cable, but that's actually on our other site. So me and Jack are going to have to go off now. Very bad planning, naughty Mikey. We're going to have to go off and go and get some more. One of the other things I was explaining to Jack, which again is another learning curve, is on some of the first lots on the clipping up here, they were really close to the bottom, weren't they, Jack? Yeah. On there. So obviously, you know, Jack's new, can't, you know, the best way to learn is by making mistakes. And the problem is with having them like that is that when you're boarding, if you miss the actual joist, high chance that you're going to end up going through that cable. So Jack's pulled all those back out, lifted them all up, and they're all out of the way now. So that's, like I say, best way to learn. Best way to learn, isn't it, Jack?
It is.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Like I say, make your mistakes, and you know, it's better to pick that up now than afterwards. So yes, so we're going to shoot off, go and get our other stuff. But yeah, so we've got plinth lights that are going to be going in all the way through here. That's what this one's for. So we've got a run that's going to be going down there, and then this side it's going to be light up all the bottom, because like the homeowner said, they do love a good party. So we're going to be making it pretty jazzy. Righto, catch you in a little bit once I'm back. Right, so we've now pretty much run all the ring final in now, so we've just got to tidy it all up. So we just run it round this way, and brought it up, and then we've got drops here, there, and everywhere. So yeah, so with that, we're all ready to go pretty much. We've just got to tidy up all these, bit of capping and stuff on. Jack's just putting in another double socket down here, so it's all going to be capped up. So we've got them all run back to the board. So yeah, so in your tower unit here, so we've got a tower unit that's going to be like literally right underneath this steel. We've got the microwave and oven in a tower here, and either side of that you've got some 300 tower units which are on, they've got pull-outs. So what I've done is I've brought all the cables down into here, and then they're going to come into the bottom of the unit for all the isolators and stuff, and try and hide all that. But yeah, so there's just a bit of a quick update really on all that. What I'll do is I'll finish off these little bits now, and then we'll give you a bit of an overview before we're all done. So better get cracking, it's getting on. Right, we've come to the end of the job now for us. FIRSTFIX is all done. So like I say, I've put it all in some oval capping that's going to come through. So we've got all our downlights in position now. So the lads are going to be in tomorrow doing all of the boarding. So they're all going to be cracking on with that. So what they're going to do is they will lift all those up for me and get them all in place. So because all the insulation is going to have to go back up there. So if I curled them up now, they're going to be lost behind all the insulation, so they're going to be left long now. Insulation's going to go up, and then they will be just sitting there trying to make sure obviously there's not completely enclosed in insulation, obviously the cables, because it downgrades them, as we all know. So yeah, so we're pretty much all sorted now. The guy's been out to measure all the windows up just to finalise those. So yeah, so I think the plumber's back in tomorrow to move the hot and cold feed, because the sink's now moving down there, and to sort out the drip. So obviously there's drip down there. Now all this bit here, all along here, is all going to be battened off. So once Stevie's got all his battens on, and I know where all those are, then all these that are all like in the banding straps all the way around there, once I've got all those in, I can then come back, neaten all those up. But like I say, tomorrow Jack and I, as old Bundy loves a bit of the Jack and I, we're going to be back over to the job in Wolvie, carrying on with the first fix over there, and then we're going to swap places. So I'll be back for second fix here, I reckon. Like I say, pretty much sorted now. So like I say, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed, there's obviously something wrong with you. Links in the corner as usual. We're having a bit of a tidy up out here now, Jackie boy, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we're also thinking of doing is a bit of a Q&A session with Jack on apprenticeships, how they all go, why he's absolutely mental and decided to do the electrical side. There's obviously, again, something wrong with him, clearly. So yeah, so if you've got any questions that you want me to ask Jack, and let's try, well, you can keep them. They don't have to be PG if you don't want to, it doesn't matter. I'm really not bother you, Jack?
No, I'm not bothered at all.
There you go. So if any question you want me to ask for you, we'll put it all on camera. We're going to make a little video about that at some point. So yeah, catch you later, guys. Have a good one.